you and your family learn about the disappearance of your mom and initially her death?
So it started with, I last heard from her August 17th. My uncle last heard from her, I believe around the 18th, maybe the 19th. Me and her have shared a bank account for the last 15 plus years. So I went onto her bank account and saw her last transaction was the Moon Inn. So then I went and I Googled and found an area that looked like it, called. They said that she wasn't there. From there, we did a police report, and then it was kind of cold until about December 17th. I got a phone call saying that they found 2 sets of remains and that one of them seemed to match up with the timeline of my mother. And then recently, just this last Friday, January 7th, we got the confirmation from the DNA that was tested against my brother.
What were those moments like for you, getting that phone call, hearing that information?
It's probably the worst case scenario, probably the worst time of my entire life.
And who was your mom as a person? Tell me a little bit about what she liked to do, what made her happy, things you and her would maybe do, you, your brother as well.
Yeah, so my mom was super family orientated. She was a beautiful, kind soul. She put everyone before herself. She would drop anything she was doing if you called and needed her help. She would give you her last dime if you needed it. And I know she would, because then, like, my brother's girlfriend would borrow money and she wouldn't have it. So she would borrow it from me to give to her. Even when she didn't have it, she would help people. She loved being with her grandchildren, and she loved living life and with friends, shopping, going out to the movies. She just had a really full life and being a really wonderful person.
But what do you think is going to be one of the most, the number one things or a few things that you're going to miss most about your mom?
She won't be there when I call.
Yeah. Have you been wanting to call her? Has that been an urge of yours?
I talked to her every day for the last 20 years. I knew that when she didn't call me, that there was something wrong. I told everybody that she never left that motel, because it's not like my mom, she never disappears.
So it's kind of, as soon as you didn't hear from her or she didn't pick up your phone calls, that was as soon as you thought, something's not right here. That's what it's sounding like from my part.
Yeah, my mom called me every day, 10 times a day. My brother 10 times a day. Everybody, my kids. She'd call over and over again because she loved us and she just wanted to talk to us.
And go ahead and tell me, what was the last interaction that you had with your mom you will probably hold for the rest of your life?
Unfortunately, the last time I saw my mom in person was 2 years ago. Due to COVID, she came to visit, and my last interaction was putting her in a red car and giving her a hug, telling her I'd see her when COVID was over. That's never gonna happen.
How are you, family, friends, coping either together, you and your brother, if you maybe just want to share that? How are you guys coping and staying strong after hearing the news?
We're not. How do you move on from something like that? We're just existing at this point.
What have you and your brother been doing ever since confirming that this was your mom?
We've just been supporting each other, being there for each other, hoping it's not her, but knowing that there's no one else it could be, and everything lines up. So we just try to be there for each other. We're far away. He's in California and I'm here in Toronto. Well, I'm outside of Toronto, but in Ontario. So it's really hard because we're separated.
And how would you like, I know we talked about who your mom was as a person. How would you like for people to remember your mom?
I want them to remember that she was a beautiful, kind soul. She put everybody first. She would give you the last dime, even if she didn't have it. She was selfless. She was a beloved mother, and she was even a better grandmother. The world will be a darker place without her in it.
Anything else that you'd like to share with me or the community here, obviously, that will be watching this story, where she lived?
Yeah, I really want to let all the other victims' families know that our hearts are with them and we're right there with them in the pain. We know that a lot of families are affected by Mr. Robinson, and there still are going to be a lot of families that may be affected by him. And we just pray to bring closure to all those that are still missing. And we beg everyone to ask and speak with their children and their loved ones, because I know that his MO was meeting people online. And at this point, it's still under investigation, but we just don't believe. My mom was never on dating apps ever in her entire life. I think it was just a wrong place, wrong time. That we loved her. We loved her, and it's going to be really hard without her. She was all I had. I only had her. I didn't grow up with a dad.
It's a bond that you guys share that no one will really understand.
Yeah, we were together.
Who all is she leaving behind? Obviously, I know you, your brother, and how many?
Yeah, I have two brothers. So I have two brothers, Isaiah and Patrick, and then Patrick has a daughter named Angel who was born on the same day as my mom, so they share a birthday. And then I have two biological girls, and then I have my stepdaughter who was just her granddaughter. Even after me and my ex got a divorce, she still went over there and she spent time with her. She took her out. She still loved her as her grandma. It didn't matter. Yeah, she's leaving a lot of people behind. 7 grandkids, 3 children, an entire community that loved her, endless friends and family.